Good morning, students. Welcome to today's lesson on pedagogical content knowledge in biology. Now, in this lesson, we are going to learn something about consideration for improvisation. Consideration for improvisation. And this lesson is session 3 of unit 1. So, my dear students, in the first two sessions of the unit, I explained the concept of improvisation and then the rationale for improvisation in teaching biology and then when to improvise. I believe you remember. So we are going to recognize that improvisation in biology teaching is very important because it sustains the interest of the students and then help them to understand the concept. Okay, so we've learned in our previous session improvisation, when to improvise, rationale for improvisation. So this session we are going to learn about consideration for improvisation. So let us look at the objectives for this session. Now, objective 1, I'm saying outline the considerations for improvisation and then list some biology equipment or materials and their improvised options. So consideration for improvisation. Now, Becky stated that science teachers should examine the lesson content and consider the following before embarking on improvisation. Okay, and then they should focus on specific lesson objectives for the week, month, and term before they can consider improvisation. Okay, good. So before you can consider improvisation, you have to examine your lesson content. Okay, and then it should be based on the specific lesson objectives for the week, month, or the term before you think of improvising. Point 2, I'm saying that identify standard equipment or apparatus needed to achieve the stated objectives. Before you think of improvising a particular material, you have to identify the standard equipment. Okay, so assuming you have a beaker, what are you going to improvise? Okay, assuming there is no beaker, how are you going to improvise? Okay, assuming there is no, let's say, insect net. Assuming there is no insect net, what are you going to use to improvise? Okay, so you have to identify the standard equipment. Okay, so we have a beaker, we have a Benson burner, you have a measuring cylinder. All these are standard equipment. Okay, you consider them before you think of improvising. The next point is check the equipment store to see if the standard equipment or materials is available. Okay, check there if it is what available. If not, consider the possibility of what improvising. Okay, so you check if the materials are available. If they are not available, then you can consider improvisation. And the next point, I'm saying that use their initiatives to construct or substitute the lacking equipment using the available materials. Okay, so with this point, I'm saying that when you get the standard material, okay, you identify the standard material. Okay, so you look at the standard material and then you construct an equipment that looks just like the standard material. Okay, that looks just like the standard material. So if the standard material is not available, you get a picture of the standard material, okay, and then you construct it to make it look like the standard material. So now let us look at examples of improvised materials. Examples of improvised materials. Some materials. Now the equipment is the standard material, okay, and then the improvised option. So you can see Benson burner there, Benson burner there. So in improvising Benson burner, what do we use? We use a candle, oil lamp, kerosene lamp, or stove. Okay, so these are the equipment or materials which serve as improvised materials in place of Benson burner. And then the next one, we have a beaker or beakers. Okay, you can use tumblers or milk container or rubber what bottles to serve as what a beaker. We have measuring cylinder because you can use baby's feeding bottle as a what as a measuring what cylinder. Okay, some of the baby's feeding bottles are graduated. Okay, they are graduated in the sense that they have labelings. Okay, they've labeled them. Okay. And then we have reagent bottles. Okay, reagent bottles, you can use cough syrups. Okay, some cough syrups, they have rubber cork on them. They have rubber cork, so you can use it as a improvised material. We have petri dishes and watch glass, so you can use lists of jam jars. Okay, so those who have not seen a jam before, you can Google. You see the jam, okay, you can see the lid. Okay, the lid of a jam, you can use it as a petri dish. And then we also have troughs. Troughs, you can use plastic bowls as what? Troughs. And then hand lens, with the hand lens you can use magnifying or reading what? Glass. And then we have insect net. The insect net, you can use a mosquito net. Okay, a circular stiff wire with mosquito netting at the end, held by a small wooden pole. Okay, you can use a mosquito net. Okay, and then use a wire. Okay, and then you join it with a wooden pole or a wood. Okay, to serve as insect net. You have iodine, sugar, and salt. Some materials, these can be locally obtained and preserved in natural waters. Okay, you can get them in natural waters. And then animal specimens, so it can be locally obtained and preserved in 10% formalin. Yeah, when you prepare formalin, okay, and then you can preserve some in your lab. Okay, so these are some available materials. Okay, so we've learned a lot in this session, and then we have to review what we've learned. Okay, so my dear students, in reviewing what we've learned, I want to ask you students these questions. Okay, and then this question is serving as a review for what we've learned. So why do biology teachers examine the lesson content before embarking on improvisation? So as a student teacher, assuming you are in the classroom teaching, why do you examine the content before you go and improvise? Why? I want to know why. And then point number two, question two, I'm saying that using specific examples, outline some of the materials and equipment that can be improvised for biology teaching. Okay, so you outline some of them. So you guys should discuss this question on any available e-learning platform. It could be Zoom or Google Meet. So you discuss the question, you find answers to it. Okay, you come out with a consensus agreement that okay, we are agreeing to this answer or to this response. Okay, so that one, when you're able to do this activity, I believe this one you understand the whole concept. Okay, or the lesson we just went through, or the lesson I took you through, so you understand that.